Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reading the Comments. I'm a little frustrated right now because I just recorded this, or so I thought. The record button did not actually get pushed. So I'm now doing this all for a second time. But that's okay. Hopefully with less mistakes this time. Less editing on my part. All right, let's get into the 9th iteration of Reading the Comments. I do want to say, first of all, a very special thank you to everyone who has participated, both in the comments, also those who have listened and watched the videos on YouTube or wherever you listen to this podcast. Very special thank you. It's much appreciated and definitely keeps me driving along on my mission to cover all recipients of the Medal of Honor. So first up, this comes from episode number 270, which was about Robert Kennemore. The comment comes from Gulf Coast Sports LLC, and he writes, "I'm his grandson. His only daughter is my mother, who was 2 months old when he had received his Medal of Honor. It should be noted that my mother urinated on President Truman. Thank you for this podcast." Obviously, when I read that, I had to reply and ask for more information. I will also admit that when I first read this several months ago, when he first wrote it, I did read it differently. When I read it, my brain removed the 2-month-old section of it and just let me read that his mother urinated on the president. So I thought it was going to be a little bit more interesting of a story. This is interesting, don't get me wrong, but I thought there was going to be another level to this. So it's a little bit of a whoopsie on my part. But he did reach back to me and said, "My mother used to tell this story to me all the time. Sadly, she's no longer with us as she passed away on Monday, November 28th, 2011. I know for a fact that if she were here, she'd have been more than happy to tell you all about it and then some. To honor the corpsman that saved my grandfather, she created the Hall of Honor at Great Lakes Naval Hospital 200-H. I was but a little boy when he passed away, but he was and will always be my hero. He did one hell of an impersonation of Popeye, too. He will forever be a part of U.S. Marine Corps history to never be forgotten. I really am grateful and honored that you took this time to do this piece of him. It touches my heart, so a whole other level." Well, thank you very much specifically for reaching out and sharing a piece of your family history and memories that you have. That's I know I have some very vivid memories of my grandparents. They're not Medal of Honor recipients, but they are a very important piece of my memory, and they, those people and those memories live on because of that. So thank you very, very much for sharing that with me. Moving along to episode number 443, a recent episode, and this one was about Bernard Bell. And we do have a repeat commenter. I checked with management. This is allowed. So you can have a comment read more than once. This is according to management, not my rules. Sorry. Actually, it is my rules since I'm management. Anyway, this comes from Zachary Peary. He wrote, "Choked on a piece of meat? Life can be really unfair. Bless his service to this country." Zach, I agree with you. Life can be unfair. At least we know that he was enjoying a nice piece of meat. I remember when I was doing the research for this episode, and I saw that, and I thought to myself, you know what? Me personally, I consume a lot of meat. And my friends and family all know this. And I think that if I choked on a piece of meat, everyone that knew me would go, "Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like what Christoph would do." So I don't know if it's a good or a bad way. But you know what? This made me think about other stories that I have heard over time of these members who have, made it through these major battles or even through entire wars without a scratch sometimes, just to die of something else, uncombat related. I mean, the one that comes to mind immediately is General George S. Patton, who died. He died getting hit by a car, and he survived the Mexican Revolution. He survived World War I and survived World War II, at least the fighting in Europe. It's one hell of a way to go, and it's crazy. So But thank you again for your comment. I know you also left another comment on episode number 444, which was George Benjamin Jr., saying that you received your Tales of Honor mug. And I really thank you for doing that, for purchasing a mug. If you, the listener, would like to purchase a mug or a t-shirt or a sticker or a sweatshirt, you can do so. I'll have a link in the show notes. You can go over there and purchase one of those swag items to enjoy, help fly the flag, and you can do that in comfort knowing that 50% of the profits are being donated to the National Medal of Honor Museum. So, Zach, I hope you enjoy whatever hot and or cold beverages you will have inside that mug. Have a good time. Thank you very much. The last comment for this episode of Reading the Comments comes on that same episode, number 444, and it's from Kinna Joanna, and I hope I pronounced that correctly because I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce the comment correctly. Kinna wrote, Hypio ver.fia. I believe I'm saying that right. However, I don't believe it actually translates into any real language. I believe... I don't know what to believe, to be honest with you. I'm not that smart, so this could be some language I'm not aware of. If it's a message of thanks for what we're doing over here and that you're a big fan, then I'm thanking you, Kinna Joanna, for your comment and for the time you have put into listening to all of my episodes. And I will say, though, if this translates into something else, like some sort of hate speech or slur against myself or a threat against my family, well, then I'm not going to be as thankful to you, and I will actually be a little bit more upset and highly disappointed in you for using my platform to further your voice, which will be that of violence. So I guess I could go either way on this comment. And I'm going to leave both those options available to interpretation. Why not? I will say, this is a little bit behind the curtain. My YouTube comments for years now, I have gotten so much spam. This is obviously an example of spam, and I get so much of it, and it's really bad. I'll get just random timestamps. Like, there's no comment. I'll get links to inappropriate websites. It's all bots. I don't get the purpose, but then again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a very smart person, so maybe there's a hidden goal there that someone's benefiting from. Who knows? But that's all I got. What a way to go out. If you would like to leave a comment that can be read on the podcast, you can do so over at YouTube and Facebook. Those are really the only platforms that allow you to comment directly to an episode. You can also do it over on the website, talesofhonorpodcast.com. You can also send me an email, which I do have some emails saved for another episode. For right now, I'm obviously covering just YouTube comments, but I do have more going forward. So that's all I got for now. Thank you very much for supporting and listening, and go check out later today. There's going to be another episode, a regular episode of Tales of Honor podcast that comes out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you very much and have a great day.